Right. Oh, hey, Santa. Oh, great. That's not a good start. Sound test. Sound testorino. Okay, if that sounds better. All right, that'll do. Oh yeah, I need to put the New Year changes into effect. Okay then. Ping's gone out. Hair messy as ever. That is. Ooh, that's a bit shocking. On the side. There we go. That'll have to. Oh no. There we go. That'll do. Oh man. God, it's been so long. Ooh, when was the last live stream? Let's have a look. So hello everyone who's tuning in. Hello. It's been a very long time. The last one was back in September, at the end of September. Wow. The 28th to be specific. Whew. Bit of a hiatus there, yeah. Well, that's all right. Because I would rather do something that I'm motivated and exciting for. God, the lighting is a bit... Because I've moved it? I think that's going to have to just do as is. Okay. Yeah, keep the monetization off. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only did 11 live streams in 2025. Wow. Well, you can tell that needed to be a plan. So yeah, we got the plan going forward. So the plan for tonight is to showcase all the sets I've bought and all the new belts. Let me actually, that's a point. There we go, get the ping out there. Okay then. Right, so I don't need that one. I don't need that one. I don't need that tab. I need to keep that for afterwards. Okay then. Sam Brown, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good to see you for the first time in ages. Not sure how chatty I'll be tonight. I'm currently in a voice chat with a Twitch streamer who's live and some friends. Fair enough. This is going to be more of a showcase evening. and anything else. So, if you haven't seen the recent posts, first of all, this is the brand return to live streaming. Yes, so previous streams have always been just talking, and it's not really been that organized. Some streams will be more exciting than others, whether it's something that's happened in news circles when it comes to Lego, or if I've got something new to showcase. But some streams will sometimes just go a bit dim, where there won't be much to talk about, and interaction won't be at its highest. So, what I have decided to do going forward, live streams will be either like this, where I've got so much to showcase, or they will be live builds. So the desk is a bit of a mess at the moment because I've got other things going on for this. But this is the thing, actually. This might technically be the last live stream where this current configuration is shown, because this room is going to get rearranged, but my desk is going in the opposite corner. So it's possible by the time next live stream happens, this backdrop, this god-awful backdrop, might actually look different. We'll see. I've been joined by my kitty. Ah, lovely. I have to be honest, when I lived with my parents, I was always quite annoyed with the cat that we got. It was never my cat, it was their cat, but ever since moving out, I admit I do miss it. It's fun just to be able to play around with the cat. I'll admit. Oh, pardon me. Right. 2 days ago, Lego released loads of sets. Lots of lovely good stuff. So many car sets. Oh my god, I was so excited to see how much I was getting. It's funny. So, I have only revealed this in a few spaces, like basically in person with a couple of friends. So, for New Year's, I got to the front of the Lego store in Bristol, Cabot Circus, for 7:15 in the morning. The first employee, i.e. the store manager, got there to open the doors at about 7:45, half an hour later. I had to guarantee my space at the front of the line. Mainly because I was working later that day on New Year's, which was a bit of a shame. But, yeah, I will not take anything. I mean, if I got there and I was second in line, yeah, I can deal with that. Like third, fourth, fifth, yeah, that's fine, because we're getting in straight away. But yeah, I had to get further line. Yes, really. I woke up at 5:30 to make that happen. A very clean, trafficless drive. It's wonderful. Cold as well, but yeah, it's worth it. So, this is the thing as well. Just before we get on to showcasing the sets, this is something I need to plan for next year, because I didn't think about it last year, and I thought about it too late yesterday. So here in Bristol, we have 2 Lego stores, one in the Cabot Circus, which is our city centre, and one that's closer to me in a mall called Crypt Causeway. The mall building is closed on New Year's Day. On the 2nd, it's open. So about 9:30, basically the shop opened at 9:30 yesterday. And about that time I thought, yeah, we don't have to go to work for like 2 hours. Do you want to go to see and get in? So we get to the mall, it's like a 5-minute drive. By the time we're at the line, we can see a massive line. There's loads of people inside, so we queue up for a bit to see what we can get away with. And yeah, we were never getting in there. Oh dear. But yeah, I'm going to have to say that for next year, because the DeLorean sold out like that. It is on back order for at least 2 months. Yep, this is Suki's Speed Champions car all over again. I've got one. I got it for me, but I made a deal so the girlfriend can have it. But basically, we have one. That's what matters. Oh, pardon me again. So yeah, next year, we're going to do day 1 at one store and day 2 at the other store. Stupid o'clock. I don't care what the time is. If I have to work later that day, I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's the plan. So then, let's have a look at all the sets. Well, actually, not all the sets. There's a couple of sets that aren't car related, which I'm not going to show. I need to get the box for that one as well. Yeah. So part 1 of the stream, all the car sets I got. Because, wow, there were loads. The first one I'll show you is one that I've already opened, because this is basically all parts kits for me. The Rides car set. This was really cool. A lot of people were really excited to see these tiny cars, and mainly for the baby minifigures. Technically I've got 3. I had 4, but I sold it on because I don't really care for collecting this sort of thing. But I do have 3 baby minifigures. So this one here, black body, green helmet, that came with the Rides set. So it's quite nice, to be honest. Oh, let's grab that as well. So funky thing is, with all the characters I'm designing, the minifigures I'm designing for my Street Racer series, the 2 prints that came with the Ride set, that's quite nice. Again, the prints, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, for the 4x3 plate, I kind of understand. But at the same time, the 2x2 type with the controller, I'm happy that's a print and not a sticker. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get that into one of my future car mocks, because I have a character all dressed up and ready with a t-shirt, which you cannot see because it's too bright. On the t-shirt, it says Player 1. I thought that fit quite well. So turn it up a little bit. So yeah, the very first, which I was umming about getting that one. I got to be honest, I wasn't sure if I actually wanted this, but I thought, let's just get solid. Let's get one. Why not? Sam also says, I've never been someone who waits in the line to get something on release date. I'd much rather wait a bit and get it once things aren't crazy anymore. I mean, these sets have just come out. They're going to be on shelves for 2 years. I think we're okay. So yeah, you could definitely wait until the summer. Or even like, I don't know, just give it to like April, May time before the June 1st set come up, June's first sets come out, because that's another craze in of itself. But yeah, just give it some time. We'll be back out. Number 2, the Hot Rod. I cannot believe that LEGO made this, simply because of just what the set is. Just a basic Hot Rod. We've got this set, and I am all in for it. I love that we have just more small cars. This is only £9. It's such a nice little car set. Yeah, it's wicked. It's just absolutely wicked. You could buy like 3 of these, and you can make a bunch of mocks with them, and it's so inexpensive. That's the exciting thing about something like that. Sticking with City, the Taxi. I got 2 of these. So I've only got 1 here to showcase, but I've got 2 of these taxis. So I am going to be making a taxi hub and garage for Motoropolis. And I love the idea of just having a normal taxi, a classic taxi, and a hot rod taxi to go with it. That trio has been in my mind forever. So the fact that we were getting just something as simple as a taxi we haven't had before in such a long time, I'm so glad we were getting this. And yeah, this is going to be a really fun series of builds to get the 3 cars made, as well as getting that building done. I think making a yellow building also kind of makes sense because, well, it's recognizable when it comes to the yellow taxis. But also, I was looking at it was in GTA Vice City with Kaufman Cabs, and the building is yellow. I thought, well, that's a reference I can use. All right, done deal. Well, I'll make the building out of yellow bricks. Why not? So that's definitely something I can play with. I just love that, again, that 2x6 taxi print. That's a print, by the way, not a sticker, which is, thank goodness. I could definitely use that to make a couple of signs. I don't think I'll make all 3 taxis with that. I think it'll be recognizable enough to, tell, it's a yellow vehicle. Yes, it's a taxi. That's fine. But yeah, I've got 2 of these. Might get a 3rd. I'll have to see how things go. But I might have to get a couple more of those 2x6 prints on Bricklink just in time, just for the sake of having a few more. I might see what I'll do with it. Oh, pardon. Moving to Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic's car. Yes. This is 100% a parts kit. Red wheels, some slope bricks in blue that are not that easy to come across. Absolutely yes. All in for it. Absolutely love it. So I love that we were getting it. Again, it's £9 as well. This is another set that's just £9. So inexpensive, and you can get this with like a kid's pocket money. That's absolutely wonderful. So, again, this is all about the parts for me. I might have to rebuild one of my other cars. So there's a car I've made which looks, granted, somewhat similar to this, where it's the bottom half is white and the top half is blue. So seeing that we have a couple more pieces available thanks to this set, I might have to revisit that. There might have to be some changes on the actual mock itself. I'll get there when I get there. But all the same, I'm so happy we got this just because of what it is. Very cool indeed. I need space to put things. Oh dear. I didn't quite think this through. I don't have enough space on my desk. Oh boy. Right, so we're going to go into Speed Champion just because I'm looking at the stack of boxes. We got Speed Champions next. So I did get the DeLorean. I might as well go get it. Just hang on. Let me go get it. It's not open yet, so it's fine. Yes, I have one. So back in on June 1st, when the Pink Speed Champions car came out, which was Suki's car from Too Fast, Too Furious, I was unsure if I wanted to get one because I didn't have enough pink parts at the time, so I thought, I'll leave it later. 3 months went by. I didn't get one of those sets until September when they came back in stock in one of our Lego stores. And because we're only limited to 3 per customer, I got 3 at once, and I've topped up on pink parts, so that's future mocks ready to go. The DeLorean, I was so close to not getting one. And then I thought back to that moment with Suki's car, and I thought, you know what, let me just grab one. Sod it, why not? So, yeah, this was actually, I mean, I'm a retail worker, so with what happened, I totally sympathize with the guy who was filling the shelf. So there was only one shelf that had these on, about, I don't know, maybe 8 on the shelf. Snatched up like that. Again, I grabbed mine. I don't remember them being on a pillar. They might have been, but I don't think so. But I grabbed one, and everyone's snatching at one. About a minute after the shop opens, they kind of saw that crate with the DeLorean and thought, yeah, okay, let's go get some more. So 5 cardboard trays, which had 12 of these per tray, brought out one at a time. And the first one that came out, everyone was like, and there was a couple of people who had 3 of each. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with those. I'll get to that in a second. And again, just like every single time a tray was brought out, it was sold out instantly. It was so insane because, well, everyone recognizes the DeLorean at a proper minifig scale in the Speed Champion style. This is the set we have been begging for. We have had a DeLorean many years ago, thanks to the Lego Ideas system. It was Kuso back in the day. Who remembers that? But yeah, that's instantaneously sold out. It's fascinating that some people snatch up all the sets they can just to resell, but it's also really annoying that people are actually buying them. So what I was scoffing at just a second ago, I saw a post on a Speed Champions Facebook page yesterday, and someone had a Lightning McQueen and DeLorean set saying these are for sale for £27 each. They retail for 23. The set came out a day ago. Why are you trying to sell them on like this? Even if it's only £4 profit, for God's sakes, man, just no. He claims he got them in bulk from somewhere, like wholesale bulk. So not quite sure where he got them from. Costco, if anything. But if he got them in bulk, surely he would have got them cheaper than the retail price. So, yeah, that's a point. Hang on, there's a toy store. Yeah, let me check a couple of toy stores. Oh, wait. Yeah, so there's a toy store here in the UK called Smith's, and they have one of these DeLoreans already out of stock as well. Ooh. Well, hang on, let's just take a quick detour. Lego Speed Champions Back to the Future. Argos, Entertainer. I Can't think of anywhere else that would really have them. I mean, it's such a good set. John Lewis. That's a point. Apparently, the Smiths are going to get them back in after the 8th. Yeah. Unbelievable. So, Argos have some... Okay, all right, fair enough. They got some McQueens as well. Lightning McQueen didn't sell out as well as I thought it would. Not compared to the DeLorean, at least, but it still sold really well. Entertainer sold out. It's just fascinating. John Lewis sold out. Oh my god. Argos apparently have one. Let me say, hang on. Oh, hang on. It's Tunbridge, no. Why is it going to Tunbridge Wells? Oh, because I'll check it next time I go to work. There's an Argos near where I work. I'll have to check that. That's there'll be no. Hang on, no. I might be able to get one from the Argos near me because with where I work, it's fairly quiet. Oh my god, that's a point. I might actually be able to get a second DeLorean fairly quickly. All right. I'll reveal that to the world, but keep it secret. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Right, Kumatsa, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Good timing as well. We just talked about all that. Well, we're going through all the car sets I bought. You being a fan of Sonic, I got myself one of these. Admittedly, this is just for the parts. So if you want the Sonic the Hedgehog minifigure, admittedly, I got two actually. So if you want the Sonic and the rings, just for something in the future, I'll be willing to give them to you, all right? So something for you in the future. But yeah, I reckon you'd like this. Did you get one of these? What did you get? That's a point. Well, yeah, what did everyone else get on New Year's, if you got anything? So, as we were, so we got the DeLorean, Sonic the Hedgehog car, we got a taxi, the gaming car ride set, and the hot rod. That's what we got so far. There's still plenty more to go through. Boxes piling up very precariously. So going back to the Speed Champions now. The Bugatti. Yes, absolutely. This kind of bugged me. So I'm very excited we got this, but it feels like it's a bit late for me. So there was a Speed Champions mock that I made. Hang on, if I do, there we go. There was a mock I made which was basically based off of this car. It was medium. No, it was dark azure, which is what's here, and dark blue. The color arrangement's slightly different, but this real-life car was the inspiration. So I've got a picture of it. It's on my Instagram. And I've been umming and ahhing as to what I can really do with this, because the parts I'll absolutely use in the future, but it just feels so frustrating that if I hadn't built that yet, this would have been perfect for it. It's like, oh... Just a bit unfortunate, really. But even then, there's still so much I can do. Really excited for that one. Sam also says, I guess this will knock the price down of LEGO Dimensions Sonic down by a few pegs. Maybe. I mean, LEGO Sonic's been going on for ages now. So the Dimensions Sonic shouldn't be too expensive anyways. I don't know. Are you interested in the cars with Silver the Hedgehog set? I only wanted the minifigures. I don't know, to be honest, because... There's the two cars, okay? Pardon me. I might have a bit of a coughing fit tonight, so just a bit heads up. So the Silver and Knuckles cars, they look good, but there's nothing particularly exciting about them for me. Let me get them up, actually. Let me just have a quick look at them. Because I made a video talking about car sets coming out a couple of weeks ago, and... Of course, the two Sonic car sets coming out made a separate video. That's not a fair job. So Sonic 1 had enough interest for me because there were some pieces, again, red wheels, slope bricks in blue, that had enough drive for me to want to get one. Well, two technically. So looking at the Silver and Knuckles cars, there's some white wedge slopes that I would love to get my hands on, but most else will be. It's frustrating for me to say this, but most other parts I don't think I could really benefit from, on the basis that these are more generic parts. There's some red wedge plates. The prints on Knuckles' car, I would love to do something with them. So I don't want to be a pain in the ass, but it feels like I wouldn't be able to do much with these. Again, this is why I didn't get one to begin with. £35 is not a bad price for what you get, not bad at all. But I knew I wouldn't be able to do too much with this if I were to get one. So I reckon I probably, I'll get in touch with you. I'll figure something out. We'll see what we can do. Silver the Hedgehog is a minifigure. That's still wicked though. That really is. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm fumbling a bit as I say this. The two accessories look really cool. The little tool trolley and the lights. That's cool. But yeah, there's only a few specific parts that would interest me with this particular set, and I'm someone who would rather just wait until the set has been purchased, parted, and is on Bricklink. I don't know. Maybe I might end up getting one in the future. Who knows? But yeah, I'll get in touch with you later on. We'll see if we can work something out. Because yeah, I totally get it. Getting loads of people do that anyways to get certain sets just for minifigures. That's a whole market nowadays anyways. In other words, I could probably make use of a lot of the parts myself, but as the Knuckles isn't exclusive, I only wanted silver, so I will bricklink them otherwise. Yeah, that's also a point. Like, give it like 2 weeks, like mid-January. How much do you think the Silver the Hedgehog minifigure would cost? Because it's a new minifigure, so it's a new minifigure. It's unique to one set at the moment. Possibly will stay unique to one set. So the set itself was 35 quid. I reckon some people will maybe charge a £5 for the minifigure, which I don't think is unreasonable because it's brand new and you can kind of get away with it in that time period. But going forward, surely I'll go down to like maybe, I don't know, 4. So yeah. There is a funny thing as well. I can't remember what the set was, but I remember one of our club mates was talking about making a certain model and needed a specific piece that was in dark green. That one piece alone on Bricklink cost more than it would cost to get the set it came from. I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was one piece that came in dark green that only came with this one set. And he found out that it was cheaper just to get it was a brickhead set as well. So just get the brand new brickheads with the piece included than forking out even more money for just that one part. Okay, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hi, Luke. I'm tuning in for a minute from the land of hot dogs and bald eagles. I'm about to head out to run errands. I got that Lego branded semi truck with a trailer. It carries a little Lego, so it does. Very good to see that you got the semi truck. Fair enough. But thanks for tuning in all the same. Good to see you. I could see him being around 10. It's hard to judge when it's such a niche character. That is a point. It is quite niche. Maybe more than quite niche, but those who know the character, like you and I do, well, more so you than I, can understand why some people would want to not so much fork out, but charge £10. So between 5 and 10, yeah, I can see that. But would you go for that though? Let's say you go on Bricklink in 2 weeks and there's a Silver the Hedgehog. The cheapest one is, let's say, £7. It's very difficult for me to justify because I'm not somebody who goes for minifigures. But I can definitely understand why some people will see that in comparison to, 5 times the amount just to get the set. It's the convenience as well. You kind of pay for the convenience. Which, yeah, so I don't want to make you say whether you're comfortable with forking that stupid money or not. I don't want to put you in any kind of position like that. But yeah, for me, it's a bit 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But yeah, I'll keep in touch and see what we want to do about that with the sets. Did you want to keep the Knuckles minifigure as well? I mean, I won't be able to do anything with him. So you may as well keep the Knuckles fig. Pretty sure you would anyways. Yeah, it's still worth asking. I just thought, in 2024, the year of Shadow the Hedgehog, we got, what was it called? What's the racing game that came out? Sonic, I keep calling it Sonic All-Stars Racing. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, that's it. Shadow's car. If we got Sonic's car and we got Silver and Knuckles, we've got to get Shadows, the Dark Reaper. It looks kind of, well, no, it's not too dissimilar from from Silver's car, but even look at that. That is a vicious looking car. If we can get that as a Lego set, all in. Yep, I'd get one. But that's so good. Oh, I really hope this is the start of a new like subwave. I would love for that to be the case. I'd be a bit, lucky if we do, but yeah. Got it for Christmas. It's quite nice. I'm also going to get the Lego van as well. That's cool. I was thinking about getting the truck and the van. That might be something down the road. I don't know with any certainty. The truck came out, I think, June last year. So my prediction is that will retire at the end of this year. The van has only just come out, so that's got another 2 years of shelf life. So I might get them in the future. They'd be going in the stash, though. That's the only thing. Right, I'll catch up with chat, and then we'll get back to showing off the sets. This is my project with Sonic Levels that represents the classic Mega Drive games. It's just that they brought out Shadow, and I couldn't not get him. Then Rogue, now Silver. Have you got every Sonic minifigure? Every cat. There's no variants of any minifigures, is there? There's no, like, Tails in an airplane suit, for example. I'll let you tell me if there is or is it. I don't want to do too much more typing. But yeah, I get it. Right. I made the first Weebrick order recently. Oh, okay. Weebrick. Wow. It took a month to get here because some of the parts I wanted were on back order, but the quality and color matching is spot on. Wicked. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Weebrick in the past, and basically everyone who's used them has said they are identical to Lego. The only difference being on Lego bricks, it says Lego on the stud. On Weebricks, it's just flat and smooth. But even then, the quality, yeah, they are good. Let's sit up a bit because I'm starting to slip. Having a bit of a coughing fit, like I said I was going to have. Right, so let's get back into the set I bought. With another Ferrari. This is a wicked looking set. Speed Champions has come such a long way. It really has. So this was interesting for a couple of reasons. So first of all, new unique wheels for this set. The most exciting thing about this set for me is the windscreen piece has plain black printing, and so does the new McLaren. I didn't get a McLaren because that windscreen piece is the only thing that really interests me for that set. So I can't justify forking out £23 for the set just for one part. I'd rather wait for that to get parted on Bricklink and maybe fork out £2-3 per windscreen. In my mind, I can justify that way. All of the mudguards have some unique printing as well. It's tricky to see, but here on this hand, there we go, like an inverse corner cheese wedge. And there's four. So there's one there, one about there, and two on each side. So that's really cool. We got a new shaped piece, and we have along the hang on, I'm having to do this backwards. There we go. Wedge tiles. Yes, we've been begging for those forever. So yeah, this was enough to really get me excited and get one of these. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making my next red mock. So many red cars, but these are, yeah, this was really good. This was a cool one. Seth Briggs has joined us. Hello, how are you doing? Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm doing pretty good at the moment. We are, so to those of you just joining, so first of all, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I was a bit hesitant to do this live stream because I was worried nobody would show up because it's been 3 months since I did my last live stream, but we are getting interactions, so I'm so happy to see everyone here. Thank you guys so much. You humble me every single time I do this. So to those of you who just joined in, we are doing two things tonight. I'm showcasing all of the Lego sets I got on New Year's, after which I'm showcasing all of the new belts that I built throughout December, because that was one insane project. I'm so happy with all the results. I have to showcase all of them. So all the behind-the-scenes stuff for Patreon has been released. So now I'm in a position where I can now show them publicly. So yeah. Catching up with chat for a second. There are facial expression variants. That'll be the only thing, yeah. I have the Idea Sonic, which is more classic rather than modern. Nice. Tails, Knuckles, Metal Sonic. Oh yeah, they made a Metal Sonic figure. I forgot about that. Super Sonic, Super Shadow. I had the set with Super Sonic and Super Shadow. I feel like I should have kept it because those minifigures are actually quite expensive. They're like 12 quid each. Let me quickly. This one I will look up. Bio Lizard. Biohazard. No, not that one. So that's the set. Can you get. Hang on. If you were to get a sealed one, how much would that cost? No UK sellers on Bricklink, anyways. All right, never mind. But the minifigures, yeah, Super Sonic and Super Shadow. Oh, those are cool minifigures. So straight away, £8 and up for Super Shadow. Super Sonic, about £7 and up. All right, it's not quite as expensive as I thought. Hang on, me being British, what's the UK market looking at? So Super Sonic, £10 and up. Oh, there it is. Super Shadow, £12 and up. Yeah, they are basically the coolest figures you can get in the Sonic line at the moment. That's a point. Kamata, you'll know this infinitely more than I will. I know of Silver the Hedgehog, but did Silver ever have a super form with the Chaos Emeralds in the same way we have Super Sonic and Super Shadow? I don't know that much lore. If he did, that would be wicked cool. Can't believe we actually got the Bio Lizard set. Yeah, just for the figures anyways. That's cool. Incidentally, this is the 25th anniversary of Sonic Adventure 2. Ooh, nice. Do you think we'll get... Well, we definitely have to get something to celebrate the occasion as a Lego set. Yeah, we'll definitely get something. Okay, then, back to it. So the final Speed Champion set, which I'm sure everyone has seen, talk at the wazoo, it's Lightning McQueen. We got a Lightning McQueen. I've got two of these, actually. One, I was always going to get two of these. So I've said this a number of times, and I'm going to finally stop saying it now. Oh, pardon me. What a time to burn. So I've been trying to make a custom Lightning McQueen mock for the longest time in the same style of as all my other car mocks. I just could not figure it out. In the same way I made Mater, where it was drivable with a minifigure, that's what I was trying to do with McQueen. But there were some shapes I just could not figure out. So every time I went for it, I just couldn't do it. I remember making a very weird one early on with the Ferrari 812 set. Again, nothing really came to be, so that just got abandoned. But now that we have this, and most of this is stickers. Like, yes, I can absolutely make the McQueen I've always wanted. The back of the box is actually quite neat, because it shows off the back details and how much more of this is stickers. I like how, this image here is supposed to be the real car, but, they've really got the default picture to work with. So many people have been having fun with making their McQueens and doing alternates. I really do hype, and I said this as well. I said this when this first got leaked back in early September. We are getting a Lightning McQueen set, but I really hope this paves the way for more Pixar Cars characters in this format. If they break away from Speed Champions and revive the Pixar Cars theme, they have that with Duplo. Even if they just call it Disney, put it under the Disney theme as like a sub-theme for Cars. Even if they do that, they can absolutely... They still have the license, evidently. So bring it back, make some Cars characters in this style. That's literally printing money. Literally printing money. Absolutely got to do it. Lego, please. So yeah, I got 2 of those. Really excited to get one of these made. If I recall correctly, Tails, Knuckles, and Silver all... Tails and Knuckles had super forms. Maybe Amy as well. Okay. Sonic and Shadow can only in canon go super. That checks out. Super form for Knuckles and Tails. No, I'm not gonna. I can't be asked to research it. I'll just take your word for it. Okay, we've got 2 cards, 2 sets left to go through. So, again, I did purchase a number of other sets that got me a gift with purchase. The Ferris wheel set apparently was still going despite it being finished on New Year's Eve. But some people have been claiming to get one, so fair enough. I mean, some stores might have some extras. Let's just get all these boxes all piled back up. There we go. So, another parts kit, the chip van or the fries van. I love how these food trucks are now built to have removable kiosks. So these can now come off like we did, whoops, with the burger van setting the trend and the donut van. Lovely, absolutely loved it. I'm going to build up that kiosk, just have it its own thing. I did the same thing with the donuts van, which is on my outdoor theater module for Motoropolis. Remember where it is. So these are going to be built up just to have somewhere, but all these parts for the actual van itself will definitely come in handy. That print as well. Oh yeah, that's getting used. And yellow wheels. Yes, more color variants, more mock possibilities. Absolutely love this. I will always champion the recoloring of new parts. And the gift with purchase that I was really keen for, the vintage parade car. I was going to go into this to use it for parts for a mock that I saw online recently, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to be a bit of a bastard, and I'm going to keep this sealed. Yeah, I don't do that too often, but I'm going to do it with this one. So, this was revealed at the same time as the new modular was, or more so leaked, but people saw this and thought, okay, that's going to be linked to the new modular, which it technically was supposed to be, but Lego, I guess, decided it's just going to be available anyways for spending £175. 175? 180? Yeah, it was 180. Well, I see your comment, Seth. So, first of all, imagine a Speed Champions Dock and King. Yes, every day of the year I will buy them. Like, again, that's a day one purchase for me. But yes, gift with purchases, you need to spend stupid money to get anyway. So 180 to get this. I have been saving up my points for over 3 years. Everything I got on New Year's Day, I spent with points. Technically, I got it all for free. Yes, really, really. I had a £30 gift card for Christmas as well for the Lego store. So, it was a very good day. It was a very good day. So this is a really nice set. I love the shape of it, but I'm going to have to keep this sealed and try my mock idea with different colors. I love the dark blue and white. It's just a shame I'm not going to go into it. That's right, though. Yeah, smart. So, a quick story. So, does anybody remember the live stream I did forever ago when I bought the UCS Hogwarts Express? Yeah, remember that live stream where I was back at my parents' place? I was sat on the end of the bed and it fell off and it broke. That highlight moment. Yeah, good times. So when I bought that set, I spent about £115-ish worth of Insiders points to make it cheaper for me. What a moment, yeah. So I remember buying that and being very disappointed with it. And eventually that got sold on. But after that initial purchase, when it came out, it must have been sort of like September 2022, because I remember that it came out, it was the very first leak of that. Someone had bought the Lion Knight's Castle, but was given the Hogwarts Express by mistake. So, what I'm basically trying to say is, after making that purchase, I'm just going to save up my points. I feel like I've wasted my points in the set because I don't want it. So yeah, we'll do that. So 3 years later, with a hell of a lot of points saved up. Today, I remember going to the guy because I'm such a regular with our Lego stores. Say, do you want to spend your points? No, keep building them up. When are you going to spend them? I don't know. January 1st rolled around. I finally get to the front of the queue. I'm at the till, scanning all through, and I say to him, today's the day. We're going to do it. And he just looks at me knowingly. He's like, congratulations. Because he knows how much I had. I did the same a couple of months ago for the UCS Millennium Falcon. It's 1,300 Australian dollars, but my points brought it down to 700. You had $600 worth of points. Congratulations on that massive discount. Fair enough. So that's all of the car sets I got on New Year's Day. Yeah, there are a few sets that I don't think there was a few. Yeah, there were a few sets I was thinking about getting. So I can't showcase them here because I don't have the technical skills, which is forever going to be annoying. Actually, it might be in this tab. So they were both city sets. The first one was set number 60489, which was Jet versus Car. And it was £25. A nice looking jet, a nice looking car. But it was tricky because there's some nice parts in there, and I might get one eventually. But it's another case of I've made a car mock that looks very similar to the car that comes in this set. There's a couple of wedge pieces in this which look really nice. Lime green wheels, but we can get that through the new Ride set, which is cheaper. So I was umming and ahhing about this one. I thought, yeah, I'm going to put it on hold. I might get it in the future, but for now at least, I've left that alone. The other car set, which I was kind of thinking about getting but decided not to, was 60486, the EV supercar. £9, same cost and same sort of size as the Hot Rod. So basically this sort of size. Very similar to the red sports car we got January 1st, 2025, which was, last year now. Yeah. But this car looks a bit simple, I guess. I mean, I'm definitely going to get one in the future to have a side, kind of like on standby, basically. But it's, again, another case of it doesn't seem enticing enough for me because I know what I can do with these mocks. And this is going to be a parts kit, if anything, but there's nothing that immediately shouts out to me to want to get this. It's only £9, so I'm not exactly saving that much money or even spending that much if I eventually get one. But yeah, there were two sets that I just thought, I'll get later. Commander says, I wish the points we got scanning instructions were proportionate to the price of the... Oh, I wish. Could you imagine scanning in the QR code for the UCS Death Star and getting, I don't know, like 800 points is £5. So what? 1,600, so you get £10 worth of points? I think that's fair. I think that would be fair. To be proportionate to the price of the set, that's never going to happen. But if they did exceptions for massive, like, again, Star Wars UCS sets, for example, to get £10 worth of points as a thank you for spending so much money with them anyways. Lego was such a generous company, but I don't think they would ever do that. My Lego store knows me by name and always puts some of the newer sets aside just in case they sell out before I pop in to get them. Wow, fair enough. And Sam says he has a whopping 151 points. Hey, it's better than 0. Got to start somewhere. The thing is, as well, I'm such a bastard as well, where I haven't tried this yet, but I don't think I would ever get away with it. But there's so many people when I go to the Lego store and I can see, like, I'm at the pick-a-brick wall behind the till, for example. Someone else is coming to the till, they're buying a set. Do you have an insider's set? Do you have an insider's account with us? No. Okay, that's £50. Oh, can you scan my card? Yeah, I wish I could do that. I would get so much more points. I really would. But the problem is it counts as a point of fraud, something like that. So you couldn't do it even if you wanted to, which is understandable. But even that, it's the pain of you spent so much money. All the points I'd be guessing. It's like, no. Oh well. Right. Yeah, even if they had a tiered system like the UCS set, you get 100, large, 50, the rest 20. Yeah, even if they did tiered, you wouldn't get more than 100. Imagine getting 100 points for buying the UCS Death Star. Yeah. You're just getting 20. I still like that they did that. They didn't have to do this. That's the thing to recognize. Registering the set doesn't really mean anything, I guess. I don't know what exactly it does in terms of what Lego look at on their side of things. But the fact that you get 23 points, that's why everyone's doing it. And they didn't have to do that. One day, I reckon they will inevitably take that away. And I don't know, in 20 years' time, Lego is still owned by the family. But if they ever sell it to a corporate entity or a board of directors takes over or whatever else, something like that is actually going to be taken away. My hair's sticking up. Granted, I keep playing with my hair. It's for market research, I suppose, since you get an Orbeez optional survey about how you did and when you got the set. Yeah, I mean, the surveys that the staff do in store, where they circle the bottom of the receipt, I haven't done one in ages. I feel like I should be doing a few more just because it's it's them and they like it. But I don't need to do them on the basis that they know me so well and they know that I love every time I go in the store. There's only ever been one occasion where I've had to refund sets because I just couldn't afford it, which was a sad time, I admit, but this was before a certain bulk order had to come through. All right, I've got to go now. I might join back in a couple of minutes. Okay, well, we're going to be going for quite a while longer, so if you are able to come back, we'll be welcoming you with open arms. But if you can't, all the same, thank you so much for tuning in, Seth. Good to see you again. And yes, it's nice chatting with you as well. Nice to be back on these live streams. Good to see you. I will check you out later. Thanks for coming. Right, on that note, still can't, all these live streams, still can't speak properly. On that note, let's get all these boxes to the side and let's look at some belts. Oh, this is the exciting bit. The sets are one thing, but the belts. So, as I sort out these boxes, I might as well do a bit of chatting. As I'm sure all of you know, I am a big fan of wrestling. And something I decided to do after rewatching a couple of videos on YouTube. Josh, the main man, has arrived. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. How are you doing? Good to see you, man. Oh, you just missed all the sets. But tell you what, I'll send you a picture later on of all the stuff I got. All the epic loot. So yes, to those of you who know me, I am a big fan of wrestling. There was a video I saw on YouTube. It was Triple H's personal collection of WWF championships. And it's basically every mainstream version, or the term I use is mainstream. So basically every version of WWF/WWE championship as a replica belt in this collection. I thought I would love to do something like that in the future. And eventually I got inspired enough to make them. So I made 7 new belts over the past month. I think the first one was December 11th. Yeah, so I'll get to it in a second. Let me just get all these boxes out of the way. That'll do. Right. Oh, yeah, DeLorean. Well, seeing it's the one I'm going to be showcasing first, I may as well have it here. Yep. And boxes. I'm making boxes for all of these to go in for the sake of easy storage. Does that fit? Yes, it does. Okay, so yes, I want to say it was December 11th. I decided to officially undertake this project, and I started with one specific belt because John Cena was retiring on December 13th. So, 2 belts were scrapped. The $1 Million and King of the Ring belts are gone. But that cleared the way for 7 new ones. The first is the infamous spinner belt. Yes, it spins in the middle. So to those of you who are not wrestling fans, no, this is not a common thing at all. John Cena introduced this belt in 2005 with his very first world title victory. And this was actually a very fun build. I was a bit intimidated to build this in the past because I knew it was something I would like to try in the future. But I can't... How do I do this? There we go. All this time later and it's still too awkward to hold. So if I hold it this way, look how thick that center plate is compared to these side plates here. The real belt, the center plate was that thick. So it checks out, that's fine. But, oh my God, it was so fascinating to figure out how to make things work. Because again, to make something spin and not collide with anything, that was a big challenge. Genuinely, that was a really big challenge. So I wanted to make the US spinner a long time ago, but I think this was probably the easier spinner of the two to make first. But now I've got an idea of how to do the center plate. The US spinner, if I ever get around to it, I've got an idea on how to do it. But this is, again, probably one of the best belts I've made. It's the one that I'm the most nostalgic for, because when I first started watching wrestling, this was the world title design of the time. So these are all the side plates. On the back, ooh, try not to drop it. God forbid I do that. It's nothing too remarkable. I am able to close it in such a way where they don't collide in the middle. And to be able to make sure I can have some kind of snap box, but not have any kind of collision, the snap box is tiny on purpose. Snap boxes on real belts are like 8 buttons long, 7-8 buttons long. This is just for the simplicity of the build. But yeah, overall, this was a very, very fun belt to make. And one of my favorite things about this one was I have a few additional articulation points in the belt. So between these two plates, we have that point there. And between the two side plates, another one. So that curvature, when it's on my shoulder, is a lot more comfortable. You can see there how it continues, and I can't really show it off too well, but along there, that is potentially the most comfortable belt to hold on my shoulder. And because it's a spinner, it's so easy just to grab it and do that. Hang on, there we go. To so many people, this is the worst World Championship design because of the spinner feature. So many hardcore wrestling fans just do not like it. But with Cena's retirement tour, kind of bringing him back, not all the hits, but some of them, it was good to see this on screen again when Cody Rhodes had that segment on SmackDown back in the summer. This is, I think, my new favorite belt of all the ones I've made, to be honest, because I'm so happy with the results. Has to be my new favorite now, I think, yeah. That is 1 of 7. Not all of these are boxed. There's only one other, technically 2 others are boxed, but one of the ones I have in a box is one I've shown off and is not a new build, so I won't be getting that one. I will be getting this one. So that was the first belt built in this project. The last one I saved, well, this one I saved last on purpose. So if anybody sees this and immediately thinks of glass shattering, you're in good company. The Big Eagle. So this is known as the Attitude Era World Championship. It was similar in design to the previous design called the Winged Eagle. This was introduced in 1998 after Stone Cold's first World Championship victory. Champions that held this: The Rock, Mankind, Triple H, against Stone Cold. Vince even held this for about a week. Kane held it for a day, which is a bit criminal. But there were so many recognizable big names. Kurt Angle held this. It's absolutely amazing to think of the lineage for this particular belt. This one is also another one that sits really well on the shoulder. Because this is just a big round plate, it's actually really nice just to have here. Sadly, however, compared to the last belt, the snap boxes on the back do collide. So how do I show this off? Let's do it here. So you can see there's another additional articulation point here. I've been able to do that with actually not all the belts. Not all of them needed it, but most of the belts that I made, or at least some of them, have this, which really does help. So these segments, so to say, these little points here, these are 12 studs in length. So this one is 12 studs before we get to the snap box. Again, that snap box is minuscule. That's on purpose. So, oh dear, I'm getting a call. I'm going to have to leave that. I know exactly who that is. I know exactly what's going on. Are the letters custom prints? The black lettering is a... Oh, I can... No, so first of all, it's a sticker sheet. Second of all, I can show you. Oh, good Lord. I hope he doesn't know that I'm streaming. Sorry, stand by just 1 second. Oh. All right, he's left it. Sorry, I was getting a call in the middle of that. So, Right, I need to make it seem like I'm offline. Go away. Right, where were we? Yes, so there's 2 different types of sticker sheets I got for this belt and one for one of the other ones, which is, oh, that was a big one. So yeah, you can actually get black letter sticker sheets, at least here in the UK, which was a godsend, because the last time I did black lettering was on the 2002 Undisputed belt. It was just handwritten on some yellow paper, which was technically from a Lego bag. But yeah, this proved to be really, well, it was a very tight squeeze to get it all out there. Holding upside down. Yeah. Oh, no, I was right way up. So yeah, I don't know how easy it is to see with the lettering, but that is very squished together. I only just made that fit. So, other lettering along the bottom, that's all done brick built. This is a very similar, if not basically the same textile as I did with the previously mentioned 2002 Undisputed belts that I made. There is a 2x2 round tile with a hole in the middle in yellow, but apparently it's really rare and expensive. So I've got a Bricklink basket on standby for when I can eventually afford it. But yeah, I spent a lot of money on Bricklink orders for these belts. Oh boy. So, can I balance? Is that going to stay? Oh, okay, that works. So whilst we're here, just to show off everything else I've got, I'm going to need... Well, let's do one. Yeah, let's do one of those. Here we go. So for one of the belts I'll show later on, there's this particular font of gold lettering and the accompanying numbers, which I needed quite a few of for one of these projects. So if anybody wants this one specifically, I don't know if it's just a UK exclusive item or if it's available in US, for example. So this is Doughcrafts Anita's. That's what it says on the top corner, so that's probably just the brand. But this is the brand type that I used previously when I made my white strap Intercontinental with these gold letters in the same font as the black one. Sadly, I didn't have any, or I couldn't find any more of these ones. Apparently, these were sold out everywhere. Go figure. But this letter sheet came in clutch. Right, so that's all done. That's the Big Eagle. That's his belt. 2 of 7. Yeah, don't fall over. Okay, good. Right, if you can stand by for just one moment. Seth, is it your birthday today, by the way? Oh, he had to leave earlier. Is it his birthday? Oh, Seth, happy birthday! If it is, if I'm reading that correctly, I think it is. Right, let me Sorry, I need to double check something as well. Right. All right, let's go to there. Actually, I need to leave that be. All right, we'll do that later. Okay, sorry about that. I need to just needed to get that out of the way. In regards to the phone call, I just had to quickly ignore. 16 about right. Number. Oh, here we go. This is where we go into the. We're going to the stack now. Right. What's fascinating as well is all the belts that I've made. There's two clear, distinctive types, so to say. So the first and second belts I've just shown you are more conventional, I guess, with black straps, and if you put them all together, they look very samey. Belts 4 through 7 are very distinct, shall we say. But we're not going to look at that one yet. We're going to get a look at this one. The ever-popular Winged Eagle. So I have made one of these before. It was built as a present for a clubmate. But for this project, I needed to make another one. So this was technically the second of the 7 that I made, because I was able to go back through images and videos that I did with this belt. I was able to get some close-up shots for reference and successfully recreate it. So yeah, the only major differences are on the side plates. So if I'll do it here. So, oh no, which hand? There we go. So where my finger's shaking now, these black parts were yellow on the previous one. But seeing as I didn't have those in yellow at the time, when I made this, I just skipped on the Brickman corner and just made it in black instead. The other major difference is, of course, when you look at the strap, it has the additional articulation points, which makes it so much easier and so much nicer to hold on the shoulder. So to get this on, it's a bit of a slap, but yeah, this one is also a really nice one to hold because it's nice and flat. There's no sharp edges as well. So if I bring this back up, similar with the spinner belt design as well, when you go along the top, same for along the bottom, it's a bit, well, more than a bit smoother than how I made it previously. So that's the other major difference with all of the belts that I made in the past. I had the stitching kind of follow up through the center plate area, but I decided to skip it for these other belt projects because I thought it creates such a headache and I don't really want to go through all that faff. This is also more sticker sheets, letters. It's a different style. It's from the retail chain called Wilko, which was a store chain here in the UK, which is now gone. It died a couple of years ago. And with what I've got left, that's that. So if I were to make some more belts in the future with this particular text, I've got to be very careful with what I use because once I run out, I am done. So yeah, ultimately, a bit of a simple build, one I've shown before, but one that had to be made in order to do this project. Okay then. If you stand by for just 1 second. My keyboard is starting to fail. I'm still pressing on some of the keys. Right, okay. Wait. No, I don't want to do that there. Okay. Right. Here we go. This is the first of the 4 more extravagant belts, shall we say. The very first iteration of the WWF Championship from 1963. And it's tiny. It's a teeny weeny belt. But man, this was so much fun to make. This was genuinely one of the more fun belts I've built. This is probably top. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is top 3. The spinner belt was definitely the best. One I'm going to show you later, which, looking at the belts in the way that I've stacked them, might be the last one I show you, but this might be number 3 in terms of how fun it was to build them. This was really funky. I mean, again, this is a tiny belt, so if I open up the strap, oh, it's not that long. It's like a weight belt. And yes, this one did not have a snap box. This was actually fastened by a buckle. So I haven't represented it on this side, which I might have to amend in the future. But there'll be a couple of buttons, like you would a normal belt through your trousers. It's literally put on the same way as that, which I thought was really interesting to know that, you know, back then the snap boxes weren't made until a certain point in time. But yeah, this is legacy and history. This is so unique. I've not seen that many replicas, or any replicas of this for that matter. It's a very difficult thing to have to make and kind of get out there, I guess, because, you know, who's going to actually want this? I'm one of those people. I've got one, and that's really cool. So yeah, the very first iteration of it was the Worldwide Wrestling Federation when it first came to be. And to anybody who's wondering what's going on with the center plate, it's supposed to be the silhouette of the United States. It's a bit awkward in that regard. And the 2 men in the middle are supposed to be grappling each other. Same for the side plates, but that's a bit tricky to do with Lego bricks. So yeah, very happy with this one. Ooh, right. I'll have to put that one in. They're still in design order, yeah. So after that one, Vince Sr. was able to get his own official Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship belt made. And it was awkwardly held this. The center plate I love so much. But the build itself, I hate. I hate this belt mock. I'm going to revisit this in the future. So the real belt, as you can see with this, had a black border along the strap. The strap was dark blue, lovely color, but on the mock, you can see it's so jaggedy because I'm using slope bricks to create that look, but it's a bunch of right angles as it just goes. I hate it. I wished I had enough plate to create a more steady incline, but to have a balance with the thickness, like you see along here, just to have it steadily go up instead of all these right angles. It's so frustrating, but sadly, it's what I had to stick with. Again, let's just say I spent more than 100 on Bricklink orders. I could not afford to spend any more. But all the same, this was tricky. The center plate being built was actually the easiest thing. The side plates are supposed to have some text on them. It would say Buddy Rogers and Bruno Sammartino. at the time the only two people who held this title. It's fascinating because, you know, today 55 individual people have held this championship, but there was a time where there was only 2. On the back as well, it is the only other belt to use this sort of buckle design. It's a very simple build. I don't think this looks too good, but given how this belt is designed in real life, it kind of, you know, checks out. That's fine. So yeah, of the 7, even of all the belts I've made, this is by far the worst. And I do want to revisit this in the future. It's just it kind of bugs me. But at the same time, this is a very unique style of build, so you wouldn't really know what struggles you're going to interact with until you get there. Okay, then. We have 2 left. So after that was discontinued, the next belt, which I'm folding and pinching my hands with, was this, inspired by the NWA style of belts at the time, and they kind of still carry on today in some ways. So this was quite cool to make, I have to admit, because this was a much smaller and a lot simpler compared to other belts. So this has 3 side plates on each side. And it's also interesting to know that side plates back then just had country names on it and a couple of symbols. So there's supposed to be a shield, a crown, and an eagle. So that's been mirrored on both sides, but the countries are all different. So America, Japan, Mexico, Germany, the UK, and Canada, the 6 most prominent countries where professional wrestling resides. So yeah, this is, again, another rather simple one. The shape of the center plate is rather simple. That's supposed to be an eagle at the bottom. I can't really show this in any clearer angle, but that's supposed to be, let me do it this way. So that is the body of the eagle. And those are the wings. And that's supposed to be a wrestler. I think he was holding a belt in the real thing, but due to the blocky nature of Lego bricks, I just have him with his arms raised. But I'm still really happy with this. This was the belt that the 2nd longest reigning champion ever, Bob Backlund, he reigned for 2,135 days, about 6 years approximately. 6 years. Madness. This is also the belts that former world champion superstar Billy Graham smashed on the ground during a segment and a taping of a episode of, I think it was Superstars back then. And after that got destroyed, it led to the final belt design we have here. So you will have seen we had red, dark blue, normal blue, and the next belt is green. Colorful belt straps, which I would like to see more of, but the style of the belts also kind of, you know, the plates kind of dictate how well that goes in terms of how it goes over with the public. Oh, this is going to be very difficult. So this last belt is affectionately known as the Big Green Belt. I'll give you 2 guesses as to why that is. And I'm not going to have enough space to showcase the entire thing. Oh, this is what you call a Chunkosaurus. This has 10 side plates. So going all the way to one end of the strap, it's the same on the other side. 10 side plates, and every single plate has all 10 championship reigns as of Hulk Hogan's first win. So, yeah, Hulk Hogan won this in 1984 and reigned as world champion for 1,474 days, which was a 4-year reign. He held up 4 different versions of the world championship, this being his first, about 3 other versions in between maybe. and the winged eagle being the last one when he dropped it. But yeah, this was actually on my to build list forever ago because it was so unique and different. This on my shoulder is very heavy, but it's the only one that I can put on my shoulder and it just balances itself because the weight is so immense, it's so intense on both sides. It's ridiculous. So yeah, ow, it's also really sharp. So you can see along the top and the bottom there, one side effect of using tiles instead of slopes to create curvature around the center plate. Oh, Jesus, it's heavy. All those sharp edges. Look at all those sharp edges, good Lord. But yeah, that is probably my second, of all the 7 belts I've made, this is my second favorite. This took a while to make. I had to wait for ages for parts. But yeah, I'm so glad I got this done. This is so unique and such a fun build. It honestly really was. It was so worth it. It's massive! It's absolutely massive! Right. I need to put this back now. Oh, I got my hand. There we go. Okay, so. Not answering that call. I can't be asked to do that tonight. Right, that is everything planned for this live stream. All the sets that I bought on New Year's, that's done. All of the belts mocks showcased. So videos are going to be made in time. I am going to make foam board boxes for all of them first. I want to make the boxes first because for the sake of storage, I want to make it easy so I can just go back and forth between all the belts. I am currently building a car mark here on the desk. So once that's done, I'm going to get that all cleared up, sorted, get the boxes made, get the videos done, and they will be coming out hopefully by the end of January. God forbid I take too long. Right. That is everything I have planned for the stream. So, is there any other questions from members in the chat before I disappear for the night? And I have a very awkward phone call ahead of me. Yeah. So going forward, all of these live streams are going to be live builds. I am looking forward to doing those because in the past I've wanted to do something special with these live streams. And I think this is the only real special thing I can do because these chat live streams have been so much fun, but sometimes they kind of go dead in the water if I don't have enough to keep going for at least an hour. So, yeah, going forward, it's just going to be live building. I hope to keep it regular. I'm going to try and do every Saturday night because it's Saturday night. Why not? If not, I'll try and push it to a Sunday. I want to try and do one every week and just, I'm always building. I'm never not building. So hopefully I will be able to keep this up. If not, then I'll make sure to keep you all informed as to what's going on. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, hopefully we can get back into live stream more properly because that 3-month hiatus was kind of needed. But that was another point where I just wasn't feeling inspired to do the live streams in the first place. But we're back in a good spot. We're back in a good spot. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you everyone so much for coming. Sam Brown, Rock Band Hyena, Kumata, Seth Bricht, RK came in for a spell. good to see you all again. So good to be back on the live stream wagon, I guess. Great hanging out with you as always. Yeah, good to see you. Happy New Year to everyone. Yeah, I've explained everything I need to. There's going to be some updates in the Discord server, which I'm going to have to leave until tomorrow. I was hoping to do that first thing, but I kind of forgot about that. So yeah, if there's any updates, they'll be posted in the community tab on my channel. Double check that community tab as well for my 2026 plan, because everything that you need to know is basically in there. If you like this idea and want to support me in a more personal way, consider joining my Patreon page. There is a link at the top of the description if you want to support me even further. There is no obligation to do so. It's only if you want to do that little extra step. So that's there if you want to. Thanks again for watching, everyone. And I'm going to go for a nap. I've been a very tired boy today, so I think that's an early bedtime, I think is called for today. Right, thanks, everyone. I'll see you next week.